Annyeonghaseyo. My name is Jax. I am from Scotland and I just wanted to record some info about my trip to South Korea. So I was recently there and I thought I would record some of my interesting facts about South Korea. So first of all, I'm going to concentrate on public transport and what I sort of travelling tips on the public transport. It's all really good there, but these are my sort of 10 interesting facts about the public transport system. So I've written it all down so I can keep note. Okay, so the first one is download the app called Klook. It's really good. It's Klook. So Klook, it's an app that's quite widely used in Korea, and it's all lots of things. You can use it for lots of different things. So you can get like some public transport, book different shows and things like that. So it's a really useful app to get. So that would be my first tip, is download Klook. There's also some other apps like Naver Maps, but I honestly didn't find it very useful, so I just stuck to Google and used Google Maps. But that's my first one, number one. So second one is the limousine bus. Now, on the way to Seoul, we got our flight into Seoul, into Incheon Airport, and it was a bit of a nightmare trying to get into the city. We got on what was supposed to be the express train or express subway, whatever it was. Cost a bit of money, not like a crazy amount of money, but just took quite a long time to try and get through to the right platform. And then it's supposed to be express, but it was still about an hour's journey into the city centre, so I don't really think it was worth it. We just felt a bit stressed out, so I really just think go on Klook and look for the limousine airport bus, and there's a few different numbers. There was, I think, maybe 4 or 5 different buses. They all had sort of long numbers, like 5006 or something like that. I don't actually remember what it was, but you will find them in the city centre. You'll find bus stops. That is how I actually discovered it. Me and my friend Nade, we decided we'd maybe try and get the bus to the airport on the way back, and it was great. So booked it on Klook, found a bus stop. We literally had our stuff with us. We were ready to go, and I was like, right, this is the express bus. This will go take us straight to the airport. And that was it. So went on Klook and booked us 2 seats, and done. You just show them your QR code, and the bus driver just, he took our stuff, put it on the bus. Just tell them which terminal you're going to, and that's it, really. It was really easy, and it was a comfortable bus, yeah, good journey. Obviously, when it comes to traffic and that kind of thing, it could be a longer journey. It took us about an hour to get there. It wasn't too bad. Traffic wasn't bad. So there we go. That's my second tip for public transport. Third one is T-Money card. Yeah, T-Money card is really useful. It's a bit like London Oyster card. Yeah, so you can basically go to a shop, any kind of convenience store. There's 7-Elevens are everywhere, and there's a few other shops. So in the airport itself, there was a little shop. We just bought this T-Money card, and then you can use it on the subway system, on the buses. I think you can even buy things in 7-Elevens with the credit that's on them. So, and there's little machines that you can find at all the train stations and all the subway stations. You could just top up. You basically put your card on it, and you can pick your English language. I think there's various other languages, and you just pick how much you want to put on it. And I think they can take cards. I think you can pay by card, but we just paid by cash. You just fed money into the machine, and it was easy enough. Just tap on, tap off, wherever you're going. Like if you're going on a bus, you tap on the bus, beep, you know, and then it'll say something to you in Korean, and it's beep when you go off the bus again. Be quick on the bus too when you're doing this beeping. Like, don't hang about. You need to get off that bus quick because they don't hang around. It's fast, or else you get stranded, or maybe on the bus still. So that's that. And the other thing I meant to say about T-Money card was how much to actually top it up. I would recommend somewhere between 20 to 30,000. So 20,000, 30,000, 25,000 I think is probably good per week. So we were there for just over 2 weeks and we put on 40,000 each, and that was enough to do us the whole trip. We didn't maybe travel that far every day, but that did us fine. So I reckon about 40 to 50,000 won will do your whole trip if you're there for 2 weeks. And if you're only there for 1 week or a few days, yeah, I wouldn't put any more than 20,000 won on it. So 20,000 won in UK money would be roughly about £13. I think that's about how much that is from the exchange rate that I had got at the time. So £6.60 I think it is roughly for 10,000 won. So yeah, anyway. And okay, so number 4. If you want to get, this is when you're getting a bus. So you're waiting at the bus stop. We made this mistake the very first time. We basically weren't standing close enough to the pavement. You need to be at the edge of the pavement. It will just drive past you. So you need to be at the edge of the pavement, or else it won't stop for you. I think you can put your hand out as well. Like in the UK and Scotland especially, you can stick your hand out, you wave at them, but you need to be at the edge of the pavement, or they're just not gonna stop. They're just gonna drive right past. But they're very quick. Like, we got a bus like 5-10 minutes later, so it's good. Right, what else? Oh, another thing about bus stops is that sometimes you come across a bus stop with a metal seat. You'll see this like long metal seat, and low down, and my friend Nade said to me, "Come and sit down," and I said, "Why?" She says, just come over and come and sit down." And I was like, "Why, is it heated?" And then she said, "Just sit down." So yeah, it was heated. So if you want a nice toasty bum, nice toasty arse, keep your arse warm, then yeah, there we go. There's heated seats in South Korea. It's fantastic. So most of these experiences were in Seoul, but we did go to other places too. All the public transport was great. What else was I gonna say? Right, so number 6, work areas and chat areas. Yes, so there was certain parts of subways that we came across, in particular really large subway stations where there was connecting, like you'd have to walk through corridors. There was all sorts of sort of really nice places, and little sort of areas you could sit down and work, and almost like little pods, and little areas that you could sit and chat. And it just said chat areas, work areas, and I thought that was pretty cool for the busy lifestyle of the city. I thought actually it's probably quite a nice place to come and have your lunch. Just come into the subway on a really hot day or a really rainy day, and it's somewhere that you can shelter and sit down. There was like even seats where there was like plants around, so they had like living walls with plants. It's really nice. Some of the nicest subway stations I've ever seen, and there's toilets everywhere, which is good. Right, number 7 is seats. Coloured seats. So there's specific seat colours for different things. So if there's like disabled people or elderly people that just generally need to have a seat more than others, So there was some sort of different coloured. So I think on the buses I noticed some of them were yellow, and I noticed in the subway there were some that were a red colour, I believe, but they weren't as obvious. But the only thing that made it really obvious was the signs. So on the wall you could see above was like, people in a wheelchair, people that would, use a stick. So people that generally just need a bit of extra help, need some more support, that is the seats that are for them. Also, if you see someone that's elderly and there's no seats available, just offer it. Offer that person your seat, because they are very respectful of people that are older. And I mean, we do it here in the UK, like we get up to let an older person that looks like they maybe need a seat, offer them your seat. So that's the polite thing to do. And then they have pink seats for pregnant women. So it's good. It's really good. And the rest of the seats are for whoever. So just grab a seat. Unless it's super busy and you can be like packed in like a bunch of sardines. We did experience that a few times. The rush hour is bonkers, especially on the subway. It's madness. It's like they really will push in. You're all squished together. It's fun. Okay, so the other thing about that part is that the subway stations sometimes have underground shopping centres too. So don't be surprised if you see a bunch of shops. Yep, have a browse. It's good. So number 7. Oh no, I did number 7. I'm not used to doing all this online vlogging stuff. Right, number 8. Oh yeah, busy. So city, busy life. It's a bit like if you go to London, I've experienced it in Barcelona as well. People just don't really queue, they don't really wait. They will shove in front of you, and you get like people, like older people as well, like older women. I remember quite a few of them literally just barging you. They'll just shove you out the way, like there's no patience. No one's waiting for nobody. They don't care. That's the only thing that I found. There's maybe a slight rudeness about it. People, but I think it's just city life. City people, it's rush hour. They want to get where they're going, and they don't really care about anyone else. So that's a bit of a downer. But apart from that, most people are extremely polite. People are really friendly and really nice. So just smile, be friendly, but don't be expecting to just offer. If you offer for people to go in front of you, you're just going to be waiting forever, because people will just walk right in front of you. They will jump in front of you, even if it's to get into an elevator. They will just shove in front. And I remember we didn't get into a restaurant. We had to wait outside because people literally shoved into the elevator and then they shoved off again, and then they got to the floor, got into the restaurant before us, got a seat, and then we had to wait because we were just being polite. We were like, yes, you go, why don't you go first, that's fine. So you don't need to be like completely polite. It's good to be polite and be nice, but yeah, anyway. Okay, so that was number 8. Number 9 is the KTX. So KTX is like the Korean high-speed trains that you can get. I think they go to a few different places, but most people know about Busan. I mean, there's a horror movie called Train to Busan, so yeah, that's the famous bullet train you can get from Seoul to Busan, and obviously from Busan back to Seoul. That's what we did. We wanted to experience the high-speed train. It was really good. We didn't book it. You can book these things online. I think the website was K-Rail. I'm not too sure about that. But if you just search KTX online, have a look for it. You can book it online ahead of time if you want to, but we just showed up and booked it there and then. I don't think there's any difference in price. Yep. There is like other trains that you can get to Busan, Busan, and well, anywhere else, I suppose. There's lots of different places in South Korea. You can get various different tickets and you can get cheaper prices, but I think some of them take a lot longer, whereas the one that was the KTX, it's about 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think it was. So that's pretty fast. Considering you look at the miles and the kilometres you're travelling, it is literally from the top of the country to the bottom of the country. If you look on the map, it's a long way. You're travelling most of the length of the country. And it worked out roughly about 75 or 79 pound. So that's sort of British pounds. I think it was something like 119,000 won, about 120,000 won, something like that. So yeah, about 80 pound roughly. That was really good, and I would recommend going. Busan was amazing, especially nightlife, really good fun. And okay, number 10, last thing, Wi-Fi egg. So yes, get to the airport and get a Wi-Fi egg. They're really useful. Means you can use your phone as much as you like, especially when you want to look up maps and things like that. I think there is a limit. It says it's like there is no limit, but then they explained there was a limit, so it's not like completely limitless, the Wi-Fi. But you know, it's useful to stay in contact with people. You can use your Wi-Fi at restaurants, you know, Wi-Fi at your hotel or your Airbnb or hostel or wherever it is you're staying. There is Wi-Fi everywhere. Some of the fastest Wi-Fi broadband internet in the world. It's very good. But to get about from A to B, you need to use the maps. You need to figure out where you're going, and yeah, the Wi-Fi. You need a Wi-Fi egg, so you just get them at the airport. You will see where, as soon as you come out of departures and you see little shops, you see these little stands that sell SIM cards and Wi-Fi. We didn't bother with a SIM card, we just got a Wi-Fi egg. And because the two of us were going to be together, we just got one. We could have got one each, but we just shared it because we were just like next to each other. I think it could take up to 5 devices. So that was useful, very good. So that was my 10 tips about travelling in South Korea using the public transport. So I'll just kind of go over it sort of briefly again. So number 1 was the app Klook. 2 is the limousine bus to get you to the airport and from the airport. Number 3 is T-Money card. Number 4 is get to the edge of the pavement if you want to get that bus because they won't stop. Number 5 is heated seats at the bus stop. Number 6, work areas and chat areas and shopping places all within the subway. Number 7 is coloured seats for specific areas. Number 8 is people will shove you out the way and there's not a queue system. Number 9 is KTX train, high-speed train. Number 10, Wi-Fi egg. And that is everything. I hope I've covered everything. I might need to break this up into a few sections because I've been talking for far too long. So, 안녕하세요.